The precarious ladders of feudal power are rarely climbed by the virtuous. Yet, in the meticulously crafted, high-stakes political landscape of Keleros' Ajax's Ascension, the Duchy, the rise to prominence is not just a game of ambition, it is a calculated, brutal exercise in structural survival. This isn't a traditional story of noble birthright or a standard romanticized fantasy. It is a visceral, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of managing a failing territory, the perilous collision between a desperate, resource-starved populace and a predatory neighboring aristocracy, and the terrifying truth that when you inherit a crumbling duchy, the foundation is rarely made of stone. It is made of secrets, debts, and blood. Keleros hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A protagonist with no claim to power is thrust into the role of a local leader, forced to navigate a landscape where every decision is a potential death sentence and every ally is a potential usurper. The narrative center zeroes in on Ajax's tactical descent into the duchy's internal politics. As he traverses the desolate, resource-depleted borderlands and the opulent, deceit-filled ballrooms of the regional power brokers, he realizes that his predecessor's sudden demise was merely the first move in a grand, kingdom-wide scheme to erase his region from the map. The investigation into the true motive behind the territory's systemic decline quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes political chess match, as he discovers that his neighbors are actively manipulating the duchy's trade routes to force a surrender. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of maintaining a starving military, the constant, suffocating threat of internal sabotage, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the dark, hidden history of his own lineage, he must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical economic planning, radical improvised leadership, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let his people be liquidated by the greed of others. Keleros' writing style is unapologetically methodical, machine-gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of feudal administrative jargon, dry, cynical strategic humor, and high-stakes environmental dread. He builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of governing, managing harvest percentages, mediating disputes between starving villages, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the nobility's shifting, power-hungry maneuvers. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the political sprawl, and tense high-stakes standoffs with lethal, entitled enforcers into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp analytical focus, making every discovered clue, every executed administrative reform, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Ajax's Ascension, the Duchy, an exceptional entry in the political fantasy canon is Keleros' unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven protagonist whose administrative discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, boring duty. Watch as he transforms his experience with scarcity into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic feudal landscape to outmaneuver an aristocracy that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of his duchy begin to collapse and the true scope of the regional conspiracy is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of order he carries before his territory is permanently unstitched by the kingdom's relentless machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive emotional realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of leadership and power, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.